live here from my craft room here in Calgary, Alberta. How are you doing? It is time for mine and myself and Christine Bertram. We collaborate on this class. This is the November 2024 technique class featuring the amazing bundle called Decorative Trees. This bundle is so, well, amazing. There's no other way to describe it, right? It's just so awesome. It released with the new mini catalog that went live live in September, and then it sold out. It sold out, but now it's back. It's back in stock, and you can grab this one and you can follow along this video. You can come back and watch the replay. This is the thank you for joining me, everyone. This is the video you can watch and replay and pause. And if you get your kits from me, you can. Hi, Gail. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for joining me. You can get this class in the mail from myself if you live in Canada. My name is Rose Coleman, and I live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. But I have people all across Canada take this class, and Christine Bertram is my partner in the United States. If you're in the United States and you would like to get this class, Christine has 3 of these kits left. Hi, Jen. Hi, Carol from New Brunswick. Thank you for being here. This is a monthly club we have going. It's a technique club. So you get rewarded for 10 consecutive months of being in this club, and it is so fun. I have people that have taken this club over and over and over for years and years and years because there are so many techniques out there, stamping techniques. Hi, Judy. Hello. So if you want to be a part of this amazing club, let us know. The video is here on YouTube. It is free to watch. However, you're going to want the PDF. You're going to want the kits. You're going to want the technique pieces for your binder so that you can keep track of these amazing techniques, so that whenever you want to go back and revisit a technique, you can. I was telling Christine when we first started collaborating, when I first started doing this class, the ladies would say, I love Technique Club. I love learning the new techniques. And then I give my cards away. And I can't remember what I did. So I had to come up with a way for them to have the description, have a sample of the technique that they could put in their files. And that's when we came up with the technique binder. Okay, so when I refer to the technique binder, I use the 6x8 Memories and More binder. So you could add that on as one of your items for your first purchase of the club, and then you'll be good to go. And I'll send you a link if you're in Canada. I'll send you the link that I share with all of my club ladies. We have a private Facebook group where I share things with them. And I know Christine takes care of her American girls too. We do live classes in person. I do mine here in Calgary at Boston Pizza. I do a lunchtime class. I do a supper time class option. And then I also do the YouTube live here for everyone. So you can get your binder with your first purchase, and then I will send you the technique sheet. So like today, for example, this is what my ladies will be getting. They have the example at the top, and then they have the description at the bottom. And so each of these page protectors can hold 2 months, right? So then they can flip through their binder and they can have 10 consecutive techniques that they can revisit. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to just take a look here and see if I can get you on my computer so I can catch your comments. I will try my best to see the comments. I see you all. Yay. Hi, Lynn Beasley. Hi, Joy Gaudette. I'm so excited that you made it here. Everybody's saying hi. I love it. Hello, Krista. Hello, Judy. Maggie and Joy and Jen, Lynn Beasley from Layton, Utah. Thank you so much, you guys. Okay. Joy says, I covered mine in strawberry papers. Oh, you mean the binder? Yes, you can decorate your binder and make it all pretty. Yes, happy to see you, Jen. Hi, Joanna. Hello. Okay, let's get started. First thing before I flip the camera down to my work surface, so you can see my hands and as I'm creating the cards, Christine and I like to give a shout out to our ladies that have joined our technique club. And so for the month of November, I'm going through the current class list. So let's talk about Christine's ladies first. Christine sent me the list of ladies, and we like to do a roll call. So if you're here, do a shout out, say hello if you're here. I'd love to know who's with me. For Christine, she has a class list. It starts with Carla Lake. Then we have Nicole Herrick, Leslie McMinn, Barbara Rudolph, Angel McClendon, Faylene Mays, Lynn Beasley, Karen Woods, Sandy Coy Emery, pardon me, Melanie Howe, Vicky Rodriguez, Jennifer Lennox, and she says that she has 3 class kits left, okay? So anybody in the US that wants this class, reach out to Christine Bertram. If you're not familiar with how to reach Christine, you can find her on Cards by Christine, but I will update the description underneath this video with all of our contact links so that you, if you're watching at a later date, like maybe the next day or 2, because those kits are gonna go fast, you can reach out to Christine if you're from the United States. Okay, so for my Canadian ladies, I have a class list here. I'm going to go through the names. We have Paula Anderson, Kathy Clark, Alexina Walsh. We have Gail Stefan, who's I did see here with us, Penny Martin, Joy Gaudette, who's here with us. We have Dawn McMillan, Penny Lane, Amanda Woods, Bernice Panchishin, Kim Barraclough, Debbie Smith, Colleen Winter, Kim Campbell, Linda Budgell, Cheryl McMillan, Lynn Dralich, Linda Norman, Krista Smith, Marie Lefebvre, and Candace Oliver. And I have 4 kits left, okay? So if you're watching and you're from Canada and you want to be a part of this, reach out to me. I will give you all the details about my technique club, our technique club. We collaborate on this one, and I can get these kits out to you as soon as Canada Post decides to go back to work, right? Okay, we won't go there. But I think all of my ladies got their Technique Club packets before the Canada Post strike happened. So let's dive into those packets, ladies. You don't need to go follow along with me if the video goes, you know, a little bit too fast for you. Just know that it will live here as long as YouTube will allow, and you can come back and rewatch this video at any time. All right, let's get started on the cards today. I'm excited about this one. I think this is my favorite class. I say this every month. I think this is my favorite one. Okay, let's flip the camera. Keep your comments coming. I can see them on my computer off to the side here, so I'll be able to glance and keep up, hopefully, with the comments. Hi, Susan. Hi, Mary Scott. Mary Linda Scott from Cardston. Thank you so much for being here. We have Jen says she loves the Technique Club and the Scrapbook Club. Yes, I do run a Scrapbook Club, and you'll see more of me here on YouTube with scrapbooking in the future. I cannot wait to share that. That is another passion of mine, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, let's flip and get started. Here we go. We're going to flip the camera. You'll see my snowy backyard. We have a lot of snow here in Calgary, Alberta right now. Okay, here it goes. We're flipping, and there's my backyard with all the snow. Okay, let's not look at that. Unless you like snow, but I'm not a big fan. So let's move my camera here a little closer so you can get a better shot of my glass mat studio. Whoops, sorry, I don't want to make anyone dizzy. I'm just going to tighten up my little knobs here and get this straightened up for you. Okay, let's see. Here we go. It's always something to fuss with when you're going live. Okay, I think you can see my hands, right? Yes, okay. I'm watching off the corner of my screen here. Okay, so I think this is good. We are playing with, I always tell my club ladies what the feature bundle is for the month, and we're playing with Decorative Trees. So it's a bundle, of course. This is the bundle code for both US and Canada. It's a different price in the US, of course, but this is the 10% off price because it's a bundle. 164085 for Decorative Trees. It's a photopolymer stamp set, and you can see I've got a lot of them mounted because we're going to use a lot of these today. So Decorative Trees, and then you get a whopping 17 dies. Look at these dies, you guys. They're so amazing. I can't get enough of them. You get the background trees, you get all of these detailed trees, and there's even 2 sizes. So we've got tall ones and short ones, and all the decorations. We've got bows and ornaments and garland, and these here are the trunks of the trees. It's just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Do you have this bundle yet? Have you purchased it? Because it is like so beautiful. Hi, Annika. Greetings from the Netherlands. Yay! Yes, you'll learn something for sure, Annika. Absolutely. Okay, let's get started. Well, maybe you already know this. I'm assuming you're going to learn something, but I'll try my best to teach you something new today. That is my goal. Okay, so we're going to play with decorative trees. If you are in my card club or Christine's card club, you know you've got your card kits. First thing we're going to do is pull out your red one, okay? So you want to open your envelope very, very carefully, and because you're going to have a lot of stuff. As you can see here, I'm opening this very carefully. And we've got all the die cuts. We do all the hard stuff for you guys. It's not hard, but you know what I mean, the time-consuming stuff so that club ladies can enjoy themselves. So just be very careful with these little pieces here. We've got little tiny Christmas ornaments that were cut using the red glimmer paper. We've got designer series paper, cardstock. We've got some of the trim, the gold trim, metallic trim. We've got a gold star, and we've got a tree. So we've got a lot of things. Alrighty, let's get started. Yes, Jen, it's an awesome bundle for Christmas. And Krista says, I sure do have the bundle. Maggie says she loves her bundle. Yes, all the love for this bundle. Okay, so we're just gonna put the main card base off to the side, but it is a 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 5 1/2. And then I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. Love my silicone mat. It helps me. Thanks for all the love, you guys. I see your hearts floating up over the screen. The silicone mat is definitely a must-have in my craft room for a lot of reasons. It holds on to the glue, and you can then once it dries, you can pick it off or wipe it off. It is also an amazing background for stamping with photopolymer. So we're going to stamp on this tree. So you have a white tree die cut, and we're going to bring in both the outline of the tree as well as the inside of the tree. Okay, so we're going to stamp with 2 types of green. The 2 colors of green that I'm pulling in for this card, you're going to need Old Olive, Garden Green, and Real Red. Unless you want to use a different color combo, these are your cards. If you're sitting at home with your cards right now and you don't have these colors, you can totally improvise, okay? And if you don't even have the stamp set, you can improvise because we've given you the tree, okay? So you could even, I like to give you options of what you could do if you didn't get the bundle, get the stamp set, use what you have, right? It is such an amazing bundle. I really think that everybody should have it. There's my plug again. Okay, so let's deal with the tree first. We're going to stamp the outline with Garden Green, okay? So I'm opening up, and Jen says she loves her silicone mat. Joy's going to get this one with her December club order. Yes, Joy. I can't even believe how close December is. It's coming up. It's coming up, my friends. Okay, so I'm inking this up with Garden Green. I'm just going to kind of like hover over the cardstock die cut, and then when I'm happy with the position, then I'll press down and get that background edge. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to fill in the tree with the other stamp. I'm going to do my very best not to get ink on my light pink sweatshirt here. I don't know why I'm picking light colors. On Monday, I wore a white sweater, and I got off lucky. I didn't get ink on it, so let's see if I can be so lucky today. Let's see. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, so we've got Old Olive. We're going to mix up the greens here. We're putting Old Olive in the middle of this tree. There we go. Stamp down, and there we have it. Okay, so there's my tree. And I'm going to close. Nope, I'll just leave the ink pads way off to the side. Okay, so we need to decorate the tree now. So we're going to use the gold star, and we're going to use the ornaments, and we're going to decorate the tree. So let's bring in my liquid glue, and I'm going to simply put the glue where I want to put things. So you could tip these, like flip over your little ornaments and get glue on the back and all of that. But the easy way to do it without having to maneuver a bunch of things is to put your glue on the tree first. So I'm putting a little dab of glue on the top, and then I'm going to put a little dab right there, and then one there. I'm just scattering those ornaments about the tree. So I've got 4 little dots on my tree. And then I'm going to bring in my Take Your Pick tool, my handy dandy Take Your Pick tool, pick up the gold star. We'll put that on the tree. And then we're going to grab the Real Red Glimmer ornament, put that right on that dollop of glue. Now, if you have time, you can let your glue partially dry. It's my favorite thing to do. It's less messy. and it will still stick. Once the cardstock makes contact with another piece of cardstock, it's going to stick, okay? But this is pretty good. I'm not making a big mess here, so I'm super happy. All right, so I've decorated my tree. Now we're going to bring in the rest. We're going to flip this over. We're going to flip it over, and we're going to grab our dimensionals. So I'm going to put 3 dimensionals on the back of this tree, 1 up here and then 2 down at the bottom. And then here's the other thing I love about my silicone mat. I can have my dimensionals on there, and I can turn this around and lay it on my silicone mat. And because it's glue resistant, I can pick that up when I'm ready, right? It is so fun. Okay, so the front of the card is real red. Let's just move this away for a second. So we have real red. We're going to take some of this pattern paper. Now this is from Reindeer Fun, which we played with last week. Hello, Ask Simon. Your birthday. Yes, indeed. Happy birthday. Elaine said, I found the Technique Club. So excited. I'm excited that you're here, Elaine. Okay, so we have these 2 pieces here. We're going to put these onto the card base like that. I mean, that pattern there with the reindeers is awesome as well, but we're using the plaid, the other side now. This is a plug for last month as well. Last month, if you missed the Technique Club, we played with the Reindeer Fun Bundle. So this paper, I'm using it again this month, but we're using the flip side with that amazing plaid. So there's our plaid piece. And there's our garden green piece. We're going to put that over here like so. And then I can come back to my silicone mat and then pick up my tree. See how that just released from the silicone? Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so then we're going to put this on the garden green like that. Now we have to do our greeting. So going back to my silicone mat again, because we have a little piece of white. Hi, Wendy Janes. Hello, hello. With this piece of white, we're going to stamp, from the stamp set, I have May Your Days Be Merry. So for that one, we're going to bring in real red ink, okay? So real red, and we're going to stamp with just tap, tap, tap. The key to not getting too much ink on your block is to not press too hard into your ink pad. Just tap gently on the top. These ink pads are super juicy, so you'll be able to get lots and lots of ink by just tapping. Okay, so I'm hovering over. You can see how I can see exactly where I'm stamping with that beautiful, I call it beautiful because I love it so much, the gray in the background so I can see. So there's my greeting. Hello, Marlene. Thanks for joining me again. And then I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to grab my paper snips. I'm just going to snip this one on an angle. So just come in here and snip like that. I'm going to snip that angle. Now, if you really want your angles to be perfect, you can take that little piece here and you can come over here and put it on top like so. If you really want to do it. I mean, I do it all freehand. So, but I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing, but I put that little scrap back in the corner, and then I'm just going to line the blade of my scissors up with it, and then I will have the same angle on that slanted cut, okay? So now what I want to do is flip this over. I'm going to add a little bit of tear and tape. Tear and tape is your friend. Tear and tape is super sticky, and it will allow you to move things around. I know if you watch Christine that she taught me how to do the tear and tape sandwich, and that was an epic, epic tip. So I'm just going to burnish this and pull up the wax paper backing. And then we have our gold trim here. So I'm going to take the gold trim and I'm going to simply stick it down onto the tear and tape. And I want to do a tail like that. And then I'm going to do a little loop up at the top, come down, touch the tear and tape, do another loop here at the bottom, come up, do another loop, and then come down. So we're just zigzagging that metallic trim like so, okay? So you could do it this way. You could also flip it around and make it so that, let's do it so that I have another tail coming the other way. So see how I pulled it up, and then I can fix it. So I'm going to do a loop right there. I'm going to come down and let's do this right. I want to end off with another loop that's going the other way. Yeah, okay, this is what I wanted to do, like this. So I have 2 bumps and 2 tails. So I've given you a lot of trim here to work with. So if you want to make this bump a little bit better, higher, you can do that. So this is plenty for what I want to do. So I'm just going to bring in my snips and snip this off right there. So you see how that's just kind of zigzagging, and I've got a tail and then a tail. That's what I wanted. I want a tail and 2 bumps and to end off with the tail. Okay, so now we're going to flip this over and I'm going to put dimensionals on there. Yes, I know it's your birthday, my friend, and I know that's not your real name, but if that's how you are on YouTube, I know. Happy birthday, ask Simon. Okay, so we're going to peel off the back of these dimensionals, and we're going to put the greeting on the front like so. So fun and quick and easy, right? There's our first card. Do you like it? Do you like the sparkle? You got the sparkle from the glimmer paper, you got the sparkle from the trim and the shiny bow. Now you can bring in your Stella. You can Stella up the tree, you could Stella up the paper, whatever way you want to bling this up, you can add more bling. I'm going to use my inside piece now and stamp the inside greeting. So the inside greeting, we're going to do Season's Greetings. And we're also going to use the little For You stamp. And we're going to bring in our 2 colors. And I've got a little piece of designer series paper. Hi, Erin. Thank you so much. You're thrilled to find the Technique Club. Well, thank you so much. I'm happy to have you with us. I hope you'll join us. What country are you joining us from? You can join with Christine if you're in the US, or you can join with me if you're in Canada. And don't do what I do. Sometimes I put my finger in the ink pad. And I just did. So it is a good tip to have baby wipes close by for that reason. All right, so I didn't get it on my sweater yet. I'm not going to, no, I didn't. I'm not going to get it on my sweater. See what I did there? I'm putting it out to the universe. I'm not going to get any ink on my pink sweater. Season's Greetings. Okay, in real red. Let's close that up. That is a hot mess, that one. Okay. Garden green. We're going to stamp the little For You. For you, where are you? Okay, here it is. We're going to stamp that in garden green underneath. Boom, like that. Season's Greetings For You. And then Beasley says, what a cheerful card. Love the plaid. I do too, Lynn. That plaid is so beautiful. It's so Christmassy and so traditional. I love this card. And I have a lot of that designer series paper to work with. I'm going to be making a bunch of these cards. Alrighty, here we go. We're putting that DSP on, and I did that deliberately at the end because if you, yes, talk to Christine, Erin, she will definitely be able to help you. She will definitely be thrilled to have you join us. She told me that she has 3 kits left, so reach out real soon. Okay, so we're flipping this over. We're going to add our glue to the background, and a little bit of glue goes a long, long way. Okay, so there we go. And this is going to go on the inside of the card. Like so. There we go. Season's Greetings For You. May your days be merry. Okay, first card. What do you think? You happy with this one? You want to make this one? I love this one. Okay, let's move on to the next card. I'm going to save the Technique card for the end. So if you're playing along with me with your card kit at home, or maybe you're watching the replay, you'll want to pull out your card that is the basic gray card, this package right here. So pull that out of your envelope. And when you open it, be super careful. Be super, super careful because you've got a lot of stuff in here. Okay, gently, I'm going to pull all these pieces out. So we have a basic gray card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. I'm going to burnish that score line. Then, my friends, we have a gray granite piece of cardstock that has been already embossed, because when you get your kits from us, everything is done, right? Not everything. We can't stamp for you. That is a Stampin' Up! Rule. But this is embossed with the 3D trees. Oh my gosh, these are beautiful. Look at the depth. I'll hold it off to the side so you can see the depth that you get from this embossing folder is unbelievable. Let me see if I can grab that one. Here it is right here. It's called Painted Trees. right? So Painted Trees 3D embossing folder. It is so beautiful. Faylene says she loves getting her Technique Club kit. Thank you, Faylese, for the plug about the club. It is such a fun one. And we reward you for staying with us in this club, right? So if you're coming up to the end of your membership, you want to definitely make sure you can reconsider joining again for 10 consecutive, it has to be consecutive months, right? And then you're going to get all the perks. Okay, this goes on here. And I am exceptionally impressed with this card. We're going to be here. Let me bring you in the sample card. This is what we're making, guys. Oh my goodness. Pretty peacock with the grays and whites and that sparkly ribbon and the gold. I think this, I'm going to say this is my favorite, but I have another one that I think might be a close second. But this is the card we're making today. Okay. So beautiful. Okay, so we're going to bring in now, we can go ahead and glue this front layer down, okay? So let's go ahead and grab our liquid glue and we'll add that. Now you can be a little more liberal with your glue on an embossed piece like this because you need to add, you don't need to add a ton of glue, but you need to add enough so that those bumps are going to stay stuck down onto your card, right? So this is going on the front like so. Then we have a little bit of the Pretty Peacock Designer Series paper. Now, this is from Season of Elegance. Oh my goodness, you're going to have to tune in tonight at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Central. Christine's going to be teaching the class tonight. Oh my gosh. And Christine and I collaborate on that class. This is our YouTube day. I'm going to call it YouTube Day with Rose and Christine because I'm live now and Christine will be live tonight. 5 o'clock Mountain Time, and you can see those cards. I actually taught that class live at Boston Pizza last night, and the ladies loved the cards. Christine, if you're watching, they were so impressed. So you definitely want to watch tonight. Christine will be demonstrating those on her YouTube channel here. And I have some kits left if anyone in Canada watches and would like those. I am your girl. If not, if you're not in Canada and you're in the US, you can get them from Christine. I'm not sure how many Christine has, but she'll say on her video tonight, I'm sure. Okay, in your card package, you're going to have the word Christmas already cut out for you on this piece of Pretty Peacock. Okay, so what I want to do with this one, I want to protect my gold paper. I don't want to have too much glue on it. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to just add a little bit on the edge of the word. And when I say little, I mean like little, and you can actually let this dry for a little bit here. So I'm just coming around the word and just going to add that tiny bit of liquid glue. And we're just going to let that sit for a second. Let it hang out and chill for just a little second. And then we're going to put the gold on top of it, okay? Okay, so we're just going to let that sit over here on the edge of my work surface, and we're going to do some stamping. We're also going to, while I'm letting the glue chill out, we're going to add glue to our tree as well. So let's grab my silicone mat, and I'll put my gluey bits on the silicone mat. How's that for being safe? Okay, so we're going to put this on here. We're going to put the tree there. And I know you can use, hi, Wendy Tick. Hello. You can use the adhesive sheets too. If you want to make lots and lots of these trees, I would definitely recommend adhesive sheets. But let me show you how to do this if you just want to, if you already cut out a tree and you're like, oh darn, how do I get glue on it? You don't need to stress about getting glue on all parts of these little skinny bits of the tree. So I'm just going to bring my liquid glue, my Tombow glue in, and I'm just going to add little tiny dots on the thicker parts of this die cut. So you got these little dots here that you can put your glue on. You got the little edge of the branch over here. Then you got these little triangle sharp points on your snowflake, and then down here. So, I didn't stress about putting glue everywhere. I'll actually, hi Priscilla, good morning. I'll actually show you close to see exactly what I did here. That's all I did for glue. Okay, we're gonna let that chill over here while we do some stamping. So for our stamping, we have the modern oval punch. So this is in your kit. We're gonna only use the top part of this oval, okay? So, and we also have a white tree that we're gonna leave pristine white, okay? So for this card, you're going to need, the colors of ink that you'll need is Gray Granite and Pretty Peacock. I think if you have any other type of ink, you could use Memento if you don't have those colors, but those are the colors that I use. So I'm going to bring those in. Let me just grab Pretty Peacock and Gray Granite. Okay, so what are we doing with those? We're going to stamp the front greeting first with Pretty Peacock, and that greeting is a very Merry Christmas. Nothing more Christmassy than saying a very Merry Christmas, right? But I don't want the word Christmas because I've already got a die cut word Christmas. So I'm going to stamp a very Merry up here like that. Now there's a couple of things you could do. You could chop that with your scissors if you wanted to. I'm okay with it being like that because I'm actually going to tuck this. This is going to go, let me show you my sample card. This is going to go behind this layer. Okay, so you see how I'm just going to show a very Merry, and then my die cut word Christmas will complete the sentence. Okay, so that's how that's going to go. Leave that here for a second. While we've got the ink out and the stamps, we're going to do the inside of the card. For the inside of the card, I'm bringing back the tree, the inside part of the tree. I'm just going to wipe off. I'm using a baby wipe. I could have used my chamois. I'm just going to wipe off that old olive, and we're going to stamp with Gray Granite on the inside. I like to do my stamping in batches. Like I do all the stamping, all the gluing, and then and then I put things together. Like, so I plan out what I'm doing. So these over here are chilling because they got glue on them, and they're just chilling and relaxing. And now I'm going to get the stamping done and get my ink pads out of the way. Okay, so we're going to stamp that tree off the edge like that. Look how fun that is. Then I got the little star. There's a star in the set. I'm going to stamp the star in Pretty Peacock. Tap, tap, tap. And we're going to come up here and stamp right on top. And then what did I do on the inside? Oh, just for you. A very Merry Christmas for you. So let's bring that one back. The for you. And I do have my chamois. Let's clean that off. And we're going to ink that up with Pretty Peacock. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you guys like these cards. I really like them too, and I want to do some mass production of this one. Non-traditional colors. Yes, thank you, Faylene. I love non-traditional. It's so fun to do something and surprise and delight people with your Christmas cards. Okay, let's go back to this piece. You see how the Christmas up here, the die cut, I'm going to hold it close so you can see again. It's like pretty much, you'd look at that and you'd be like, oh no, it's dry. Well, it's not dry. It is dry, but it's nice and neat now, so I don't have to worry about that glue oozing all over the place. I'm going to take my gold piece, and we've sized this just small enough so that it can fit inside the Pretty Peacock layer here. And there we go. We'll flip it over, and now you can see that beautiful word Christmas come to life, okay? All right, so that's done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the white tree and flip it over, and we're going to lay that on top of this decorative tree, just like so. And just make sure you got it covered, and then press it down, and then the glue will make contact. And let's take a look. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? The Pretty Peacock is just shines with that white background. Okay, last but not least, now we have to put, well, there's a few other steps we're going to do here. We're going to put I'll save the gold star for later. I'll put that on later. But I want to point your attention right now to this ribbon. This is our gold and peacock ribbon. And you've got quite a long piece. We're going to just fold it in half, and we're going to snip it, okay? You're going to use 2 pieces of this ribbon. So I'm going to snip it in half. And we're going to add that on both sides of the tree. So I'll bring back my sample and show you. We've got our glittery ribbon coming out this side and also this side. So we're going to take our tree and flip it over, and we're going to add tear and tape to the tree. Tear and tape is very forgiving. It's going to be strong enough to hold your ribbon, and it's not going to be messy. Like if I were to try to stick this down with liquid glue, oh, it would be probably really, really messy. And you won't be able to easily change the position of your ribbon. And I'll show you what I mean in just one second here. I'm just peeling off the backing. And what I want to do now is, let me move this into the center of the screen here. So I want to have the tree with a loop and a tail and a loop and a tail on both sides, right? So let's start on this side of the tree. So you can hold it in your hand like this and then do it from behind so you can see what you're doing. So there's my tail. Okay, so I'm starting off with the tail. And now I'm going to put this down. I'm going to come back up here and make a loop. The loop has to come off the side of the tree. So there's my loop. So I have a loop and a tail. And if you're like, oh no, my tail's not big enough, my loop's too small, you can actually lift this up. This is the beauty of playing with tear and tape. Okay, I'm going to try one more time. I make my tail a little bit longer. I'll come back and do a loop and then come back, always coming back to that tear and tape. Now this is extra long. You don't need this to be this long, so we'll trim it. So there's one side. Okay, so we've got a loop and a tail, and then you can always trim up your tail later. Come in here with your scissors and just do a little quick cut there. Okay, so the other side, I want a tail to be pointing down this way. So I can do that first. I'm just going to angle it the way I want it, like that. And then we're just going to do another loop. Now, where do I want my loop to be? I want it to be over here. So we can, sometimes I like to hold it in my hand and just kind of maneuver the ribbon the way I want it, like that. There we go. So I made my little loop on that side, and I'm always coming back to the tear and tape, so you're securing it. All right, so then when you're done, you can just bring your scissors in and trim up the back. Now the back, doesn't matter how the back looks, right? Because you're going to be gluing that down. As long as you have loops and tails the way you want it on the front, you're good. Okay, so then when you're happy with it, you can bring in your dimensionals and you can secure this down. Now look at me, I'm at the end of my dimensionals, but you still got lots to work with. I got one single one here. We'll put that at the top of the tree. And then these little strips, I'm going to use them. They're going to do double duty. They're going to hold down my ribbon, and they are going to also pop this up on my card. And I'll put another one across the bottom. So you see how I used my dimensional edges to pop up this beautiful, beautiful tree. All right, so here we go. I'm going to peel that off, and there's my tree. Okay, let's go ahead and bring back everything for the card now. So we've got our very Merry Christmas, but we only want it to say a very merry, right? So I am actually going to trim this because I don't want it to stick out the bottom, and it doesn't even have to be straight. So what we're going to do is just add a little bit of glue. Whoops, that's a lot of glue. Glue across there like that. And then we're going to put this right on top. I'm using my glass mat to make sure it is straight. A very merry, and then Christmas. Okay. All right. So now this is going to go on the front of the card right above that designer series paper layer. And you do get a bit of wiggle room. You want to slide it over a little bit because we need to have room for the tree. I don't want my tree to be on top of my greeting, right? So I'm just laying that down. I'm going to just size this up. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay, so when you're happy with it, then you can put glue all over the back, okay? Okay, there we go. We're covering up the back of that, and we're going to lay this down on just right at the edge of that DSP here. Oh, so pretty. Who would have thought Pretty Peacock would have been like a favorite of a Christmas color? Pretty Peacock in gray. But it is stunning, especially with this paper that they've introduced this year. So beautiful. Okay, so we can bring our tree in now, and we're going to put that right on the left side like that. Okay, and then at the top of the tree, we're going to put a little tiny dollop of glue, and we're going to bring in the star. We'll put the star up top. Just lay that on top of the glue gently and let that set. Okay, last but not least, we're going to use our bling. So we have, thank you so much, Krista. I'm happy you like this one. This is my favorite too. And when I did the live classes for our club at Boston Pizza, many of the ladies said, I don't know, I'll show you the next one. A lot of the ladies love that one too. I love all the cards this month. Okay, so we're going to put the gold dots on the tree. We have 3 of them. Okay, so we're going to put one there and one right here. And then the biggest one that you have in your card package, you want to put at the bottom, right down here in the middle of this snowflake. There we go. Now you can also Stella up the front of your card as well. So we'll take a little close up of this front. Thanks, Krista. You're so kind. Thank you so much for your kind words. I appreciate that so much. This piece here is our inside, and I love the soft subtleness of the, thank you, Jen Jen. So excited you like these. You guys are going to have a blast pulling out your kits and making them at home. Okay, so we're going to add the inside to this card. Okay, here we go. There's the inside. All right. So that's our card number 2. If you're just joining me, we're already at card number 2. First card was this one, the traditional red and green. Then we moved on to Pretty Peacock and gray. Now our second card, or our third card, let me bring it in to show you. We're going to be playing, this is our technique card. So here it is. Here's the sample card. It's a fun fold. It's going to open like this. And we are embossing on glimmer paper. Our CEO, Sarah, she did this on her Facebook Live about maybe a month ago, and I was blown away. I was absolutely like so in awe of what Sarah did, and I'm like, this has to be our technique. So we're going to emboss on, this is Petunia Pop glimmer paper. They brought in glimmer paper with our in colors when they introduced them in May. And oh my heavens, you guys, we have Petunia Pop, we have Peach Pie, we have the greens, all of the glimmer paper. Plus, actually, if you go onto the Stampin' Up! Website, you are going to see, if you type in glimmer paper, we have a lot of glimmer paper, and this technique can be done on any of them. And if you don't own the Decorative Trees stamp set, I have some samples that I'll show you at the end, because it wasn't available for a while. And I was like, oh no, all the Technique Club ladies will have their kits and they won't be able to stamp unless they can get the stamp set. I have some choices for you in case you don't own Decorative Trees. Okay, let's get started. So you're going to pull in your card kit that is basic white, thick basic white, okay? And we're going to open up carefully. You got a lot of pieces in here as well. And yes, the bows have been tied. So be careful. You've got bling, you've got your glimmer tree here in Petunia Pop, and you've got a silver top to your tree. So you've got all the layers here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our bone folder and fold up this card. So we're going to score it in the middle, and then we have another score line. We're going to fold this score line back, okay, like that. And then we have a piece of the designer series paper. Now this is from the annual catalog. And this one is called, I forgot the name of it already. It's called Unbounded Beauty. Okay, so we have another non-traditional card color here. So we're going to flip this over and add the glue. You guys like your bows tied? Yeah, it is a customer service thing. I actually do like tying bows. Like when my husband and I are watching movies, or even sometimes when we drive, like go on road trips, which we're not doing anything like that in the winter. I'm not a winter driver, but I do tend to bring things with me in the car and drive and tie bows and, you know, get things done, right? Okay, so we got our Summer Splash piece of designer series paper on the left-hand side over here in the flap. Then we have our layer here that is from the perennial postage dies. That's going to be our background. So that's going to sit on dimensionals right here in the center of the card. So if you want to, you can actually go ahead and put that down right now. So I'm just going to grab a couple of my pieces of dimensionals and put them on here. And I didn't finish snipping. Let's do a couple of more snips here. And I'll put them on the edge. And then this is ready. I'm not going to put anything on here yet, but at least it'll be where it's supposed to be on the card. So this is going to go kind of, yeah, right in the center like that, but it's only going to be stuck on one side, okay? So that we can then open and close like this. All right, so now we got our fun stuff to do. Let's do some stamping. So you're going to have 2 pieces of cardstock in the basic white, and they're different sizes, and you want to really be mindful of that, because the one that's going to fit your card front is this one. Just don't stick them down until you make sure you've got the right one. So this one here, and when you get your PDF, don't worry, all the measurements will be there. So if you want to recreate any of these cards, club members will be, or people that are part of this class will get the PDF with all the measurements and the big pictures and everything. So this is the one that is the size that fits. Okay, so make sure you lay it there and be like, okay, this is the one Rose was talking about. The other piece won't fit properly. It'll be too long, not wide enough. So make sure you you check that. Yes, it is so ironic that you can emboss on glimmer paper. And they have made changes to the way they make our glimmer paper, Wendy. That's why we can now emboss on it. Okay. I know some people, when Sarah was doing her videos, they were saying, oh my goodness, I tried this years ago, but the embossing powder went everywhere. So now our glimmer paper is top notch, right? So you can do this technique on there. So the first thing I'm going to do on my white piece is I'm going to bring in that, there's some background stamps that you can use from the decorative trees. There's this one here, I call it the squiggle. This one here. We're going to use that one, and we're going to bring in our ink here. We're going to use Petunia Pop, and we're going to stamp that along the back. Let me just make room here. I have got a mess going on. Anybody else a messy crafter? Oh my goodness, the mess I get on my desk. It's like, you gotta stop and clean up, girl. Okay, so let's do this so that Rose doesn't get her arm in here in the ink pad. All right, so my squiggle, I've got it here. And we've got our piece. This is the right piece for the front, okay? And we're going to ink it up. Oh, no, I've got the wrong color. We're good. Well, that could work, but I want to pull in the other color. I wanted to stamp it with Summer Splash. Alrighty, so let's get the chamois and change the color. This is real live crafting here. And so, you know, things happen. I chose the wrong color, but I didn't stamp it, right? So let's go ahead and open up the Summer Splash, the right color, and we're going to ink it up, and we're going to stamp at the top. And we're going to come down. We're going to do a few of these. So 1, 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, I think that's good. You can add another one if you want to, if you wanted to add another one at the end. I mean, the tree is going to be on top of this, so it's going to cover up everything, right? It's going to cover up the center of this. Oh, thanks, Maggie. So sweet of you to say that. Okay, so now Jamie says, I tried crocheting once while riding in the car, but it didn't work out. Oh, yeah, I'm not a crocheter. I don't know what to say, but, you know, some people can and some people can't. Some of my friends are like, oh my goodness, I'd be so nauseous. I could never do that. But it depends, right? It depends. Maybe there'll come a time when I won't be able to tie bows in the car. But okay, so this is going to go on here, and then we're going to get to our technique. We're going to do the embossing on our glimmer paper. Okay, so now we're going to, yeah, motion sickness. It's a real thing for some people. I know my husband, when he was a big sports guy in university and high school. And whenever he'd go on high school sports trips, you know, like he was on the wrestling team and softball and all this, he would get motion sick. They would have to pull the bus over just for him. Poor Kev. Thankfully he outgrew it. Okay, so we've got this piece done. We're going to put that off to the side. Let's do some embossing on here. So for embossing, I'm going to bring in my embossing tray. I'm going to grab my buddy, my embossing buddy, and that's what it's called. It has a powder in it that is designed to get rid of any static or dust or anything that shouldn't be on your project, right? So we're just going to take the embossing buddy and we're going to just gently brush it over my Petunia Pop tree, okay? And then we're going to bring in my Versamark ink pad. And that tree, we're going to use it yet again, but I want to make sure it's clean because I did stamp it with the color. Make sure it's clean before you stamp into your Versamark. And we're going to now ink that up with Versamark. So I like to take my ink pad in my hand and then stamp it from the top. It's totally up to you how you do it. We're going to ink that up with Versamark. And we're going to put the lid on my Versamark. And we're going to stamp right on top of the tree. Okay, so you can see the outline of the tree. We're just going to stamp straight down and stamp straight up. There we go. And you can't see anything. I mean, it's on the glimmer paper. It doesn't look like anything, right? Until we bring it to the embossing tray and we hold it over, and we're going to take, this is our white embossing powder. We're going to pour it over, and look at that. You get those branches of the tree just come to life. They're not quite to life yet. They're still powdery. I'm going to lay that on my glass mat, and then I'm going to tap that excess powder back into my canister, and everything will be safe once I put the lid on the canister. You want to secure your powder before you turn on the heat tool. Definitely. Okay, so let's turn on the heat tool and we'll heat this up. Now, the embossing tray and that combo comes with a set of tweezers. Now, I'm reaching in my little bin here. They are here somewhere. But of course, it's because I'm live and I can't find them. They're here, I promise. So you're going to get, oh, they're in my hand. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, let's, I tried to look up at you guys. Okay, let's hold on to the top of the tree now that Rose knows what's in her hands. Are you laughing with me? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm just going to use my reverse tweezers to hold on to the tree so that I don't burn my hands, okay? So hold on, use your tweezers. I promise you they'll be in your hands. And then we're going to turn on the heat tool and we're going to heat this up. Okay, here we go. We're going to heat it up. Try to get my hand out of the screen. Maggie. There it goes. There it goes. Okay, everybody, thank you guys for your support. Maggie's saying I do it all the time. Carol says I do it all the time. I mean, I had the thing in my hand. I literally had the thing in my hand, and that was so, that's embarrassing. Of course, things like that happen to me on live all the time. Yes, Joanna, I didn't know either until I watched Sarah's video. So all the kudos, all the credit goes to Sarah, our CEO. Sarah Douglas taught this on a live recently, and I was blown away. So I'm holding this close so you can hopefully see it's got embossing, white embossing on glimmer paper. Isn't that fantastic? Oh my gosh. I absolutely love it. Okay, so let's finish off this card and I'll show you some other samples here. So we're going to flip this over and we're going to put some dimensionals on the back, and I'm going to use up my extras here. Okay, so there's that one, and look at that, we got a big one to go across the bottom. Okay, so we'll put the tree on the card and then we'll put the star on the tree. Okay. Here we go. So this tree is going to go front and center on top of those little squiggly lines like that. And then we'll put the star on the top of the tree. And let's grab, to do that, I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. Thanks, Wendy. I'm so happy you like this one. I love this one too. See, I was telling you earlier that I wasn't sure if the Pretty Peacock and Gray was my favorite or if it was this one, right? If you like pinks, maybe this one would be your favorite. Okay, our greeting is going to go on this oval that came from the Greetings of the Season. Oh my God, I forgot the name. Let me go grab it and show you. Greetings of the Season. Yes, yes. Okay, so I wanted to show you where I got the dies from Greetings of the Season. When you buy the bundle, you're going to get all these amazing dies, which are already tags. I've used these like for weeks and weeks and weeks all the time. So this is the oval that I'm giving you in your kit. And we're going to use that to stamp. So we're going to stamp Oh Christmas Tree. And we're going to use the coordinating color, the Summer Splash. So here's my Oh Christmas Tree, just inking that up. And we're going to hover over the top of this oval and we'll stamp right there. Boom. Look at that. All right. So we're going to put this onto the card right down here, okay, at the bottom. Now, I don't want to make my card too thick, right? I want to kind of stay in the plane of the card, right? You don't want to have some bumpy parts and some flat parts. So I'm just going to use a little piece of dimensional, and I'm going to put that, I'm strategically putting it down here at the bottom like that, okay? And then I'll use my, I'll come in here and I'll just make sure that I'm still on the card. I'm not off the edges or off the bottom. And I want to make sure that I'm straight like that, okay? And I do realize that there's a hole in the tag, of course, right? Because that's where we should put our ribbon. But I wanted to put the bow on the tree. So I'm going to put my bow right on the center of the tree. So let's grab my glue dots here. Glue dots are your friend. So you want to take your bow. You can either take your bow and press it onto a glue dot. And then when you lift it up, it's already there. And then you can glue that down onto your glimmer paper tree. So pretty. And then we have these resin dots. You should have 4 of these in your kit. So I'm going to put, and you probably have different sizes, and it's okay. But if you have one that's bigger than the others, put it on top of that circle that's on your tag, okay? So that one goes there. And then we're just going to scatter the other 3 on the tree as little decorations, okay? We're just tying that beautiful color combo together. Okay, so now it is a basic white, thick basic white card base, but I'm always nervous to just like freehand stamp on the base of the card because my luck, I would make mistakes. So use your little piece here, and we're going to stamp the inside of the card with "May your days be merry." So let's see, I've got that one here. I want to make sure it's clean. So let's grab my chamois, and we're going to stamp with the same 2 colors, right? Like, I love these cards because you're not having to use like a ton of different colors. We're using, for this one, the color scheme is Petunia Pop and Summer Splash. So I'm going to use Petunia Pop for my greeting. And we'll grab that ink pad. I'm so happy. Thanks for the positive response, you guys, for these cards. Super excited about this technique. Okay, may your days be merry. Boom. And then the little stars, let's make sure they're clean. We're going to ink those up with the other color, which is Summer Splash. Okay. I like to, I opened it, then closed it. I think I need another coffee. It's not even lunchtime here yet in Calgary, but I think I need to go back to coffee. Okay, we're putting a star cluster there and one up here. So fun. Oh, I love it. All right, so you could also stamp a tree down here. There's a lot of images in this stamp set that you could use. You could do the little ornaments. You could do a little bow coming down from the top of your card. A lot of great stamps that you're going to use. This one's a classic. I think it will stay in your collection for years and years. You can make Christmas cards this year, and you can pull this one out again next year because you know we're going to have new paper and new stamps and new paper and new embellishments, and you're going to be able to make different cards next year. But this is a classic Christmas bundle, and you definitely, no wonder it sold out when it was first released, right? Because it is so beautiful. All right, there we go. We're putting that on the inside, and you see how that piece is small enough that it sits behind. Christine is here. Hi, Christine. Happy Thursday to you too. We're just finishing up the last card here, Christine. And Rose made a few mistakes, a few funny bloopers today, but you know what? It's all par for the course, right? We laugh and we keep going. Okay, so this is our technique. Now, I promised you I would show you, if you don't own the Decorative Trees stamp set, you don't always have to have the stamp set that Christine and I feature every month. You can improvise. You can use what you have at home, but of course you're going to want this bundle because it is stunning. But if you didn't grab it yet and you've got your Card Club packages and you're like, what do I use? Well, I pulled in a few different stamps, and I want to show you. This one is from Season of Elegance. I just stamped the front of the tree and I put white on it just to show you the snow can take any kind of effect on a tree, right? So, I mean, when you look in nature, snow doesn't always look like this on a tree, but this one here shows the darker green, our Shy Shamrock with the white embossing. Then I stamped peace and joy on this one. You can actually stamp your greeting on the tree, right? If you didn't want to do. Krista, next month we're playing with Snowy Wonder. We're going to play with that one, and we're going to be doing shaker cards, okay? I don't have my samples to show you, but I will very soon. So yes, we're playing with Snowy Wonder, and it's not going to be, you can make them Christmas cards, but if we're like in December and you're like, okay, I'm done with Christmas, I want to do something else, you can actually still use the Snowy Wonder and do some different like New Year's cards. My birthday's after Christmas, so there's a lot of people that have birthdays, you know, in January and in the winter months. So you can totally make those cards next month using different stamps as well for your greetings. Okay, so I just have 3 different trees here. There's one with a greeting, one like I did today, and then another one using frosted. You can use frosted forest, or you could use Season of Elegance to add any kind of image to your top of your tree, and then add that powder, and away you go, right? You've got a beautiful snow-covered tree. I am so impressed with this technique that Sarah shared with us on her Facebook Live. I was blown away, and I thought, oh my goodness, I have to do this one. So here, I'm just going to bring them all back into the screen. Here we have our cards. And I also have, those of you in the club with Christine and I received your technique sheets, and how you store them is totally up to you. Some people don't put them in the sleeves. Some people clip them, they hole punch them and put them on a ring, but you're going to get your sample, this tree, and then your description here. And then once you buy, I'm showing the 6x8 Memories and More album. You could use that if you want to, or you can use your own system of filing your techniques away so that you can always go back to them and revisit them. All righty. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to flip you back around. Bear with me as I tilt my camera. Thank you for being with me today. It was so much fun. I had a blast making these cards with you guys. And as I mentioned, and Christine is with us here, maybe you can confirm, Christine, you had mentioned you had 3 card kits left for the Americans, any from the United States that would like to join. And I also have 4 kits left. So if anybody wants these, let me know. If you live in Calgary, you can pop by and pick them up from my doorstep. If you're anywhere else across Canada, we are at the mercy of Canada Post right now. I'm hoping this is going to be over real soon. But you can let me know if you're interested in joining the Technique Club. Every month you will get these card kits, and the PDFs will be emailed to you. And the video is here on YouTube for you to watch. And it will also be linked with a QR code in the PDF as well. So if you're watching months from now, you can just scan that code with your phone and come back to this video and pause, fast forward, rewind, and watch it and do your cards at your pace, right? And then if you liked any of the card styles, you can use the PDF to cut more card bases, because we give you the measurements and all the instructions. So I hope all of that makes sense. If not, you can reach out to myself or Christine. We love to help you. We love to answer your questions and to support you in your card making journey. All right, take care, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm going to say farewell right now, or bye for now. But I hope you have a great rest of November, and you would like to join the Technique Club too, Maggie? Yay! Awesome, guys. Come on over and join Christine and I for this monthly club. It is so fun to learn new techniques that are not just for card making. If you're a scrapbooker, you can use these techniques in your scrapbook, because we use Stampin' Up! Products, right? So it is a fun thing to use in all of your paper crafting. All right, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you real soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Stay warm. Yes, exactly. Stay warm, everyone.